Hello everyone. Well, I thought I was going to have a happy day today, but life doesn't work out that way sometimes. My name's Dan Pelly. I'm an inspirational speaker about suicide awareness and prevention. There's a little wisdom in there how to get through it. From my own personal experiences. I do these unscripted, so if I bumble here, bumble there, but I like to come from the heart. So I'm set out to do a pretty good day. And it's a personal matter, but I found out some news that really spoke about a person's courage or cowardness or things that will not build into happiness. So the theme of this is courage equals happiness. So we can be self-loathing, person that's on the other side that's self-loathing, victimhood, who we are, we're no good, we want to check out, all these things. But as a practicing Buddhist for 9 years, I had this challenge today that was totally devastating to me to hear. Nobody died or anything, but the action of a person that would literally, when you bail out on life, suicide, you bail out on your life, and then you bail out on other things, makes you a coward. There's no question that we can be cowardly. And there's no question that we all go into the lower worlds. Doesn't mean we're the worst people in the world. But we got psychological issues, we got problems, we don't make the right decisions, and we come maybe to the point of taking our own life. Very animated tonight because I'm very upset about the news that I heard today. And I thought people out there would just know better to pick up the phone, to speak up, to say something. Just like when you need to say, I'm incorporating responsibility here and accountability, because if you think, you got my compassion that you're suffering, and I would want anybody's compassion that I was suffering on the other side, okay? But there came a time that I knew I had to take responsibility for myself. I knew I had to make my wrongs right. I knew I had to sacrifice. And I knew I had to be humble. And I knew I had to stay quiet at one point and not be involved, but straighten out what's in you, in yourself. Because you will sit there and suffer for many years if you do not take the approach. You don't have to be a practicing Buddhist and enlightenment and empowering. You don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to be an atheist. You don't have to be anything. What you do need is to be responsible for yourselves. And it takes courage. When I was in my dark place twice, real bad, right there and attempted and everything, okay? Because you know what? It's the worst feeling in the world. There's nothing about coward way out. Even taking life. I say it's not the chicken way out. It takes a lot of guts to do something like that. It really does. And I'm one of the toughest guys on the street, I've taken my hits and I've taken I've went down many a times. But I, also did what I had to do. And I stayed up a lot too. So it's about getting knocked down and getting back up. That was one of my videos. You get knocked down 7 times, you get back up 8, right? So this news I heard, I said, I wasn't going to make a video tonight, but you know what? I want to talk about courage and what it takes to hang in there. And what it takes not to abandon people or do anything in that manner, and don't abandon your own life because of selfishness, self-centered, whatever it is. To stay the course and look out for one another. And if you don't do that, or the one that's suffering with their loved ones that are wanting to kill themselves, you need to walk right up to them and say to them, are you thinking about killing yourself today? Because the way you've been acting, it looks like you're thinking about killing yourself. Are you going to hurt yourself? And look them right in the eye when you say it. And if they say yes, you need medical treatment. You need to get in to see a doctor, and you need to get your psychological state intact. And if you don't do that, you're going to go deeper and deeper in the hole you're in now on the other side of the screen, and you're going to attempt to take your life. And I'm not, hey, look it, I'm against it. Yeah, I tried twice. Yeah, but I always had hope I wasn't successful. Because hope is life's treasure, that's all you got. But once you cow it out on your own life, you right across from the screen, When you cower out, no matter how much pain you're in, and you cowardly out, I'm not talking about killing yourself. I'm talking about sitting and depressed and staying that way. Now, some people have mental imbalances that, I'm not a medical doctor, but I have a lot of compassion for them because they suffer with it their whole life. But they do find a balance. And you know how they find that balance? By courage. You need to get up and keep moving. You need to do something with your life. You need to have a passion. This is one of my passions. And I went through some painful issues just recently, personally, that I've mentioned. But that doesn't mean we check out, not just check out and killing ourselves, just basically bail out on your life. And you know what? Once you bail out on your own life, what do you have? No wonder why people want to check out. But you know what? I'm not going to go any further because I'm extremely upset about courage. And it doesn't make people bad people that don't have it, but you got to muster it up when you got other people's lives on the line, or people that you love, and that you don't never want to see them kill themselves, or be abandoned, or anything in that manner, and not pay attention to them. A lot of us suffer in the dark, and we suffer, and we suffer. But you know what? When you conquer this courage, and see, I'm into this, what, six minutes. We'll keep this one short. So when you have the courage to speak out, speak up, you're not perfect. I'm not a perfect Buddhist. I'm not a perfect human being. But you do your best to keep polishing that character that you deliver, and you stay clear about what the right thing you think is your principles that should be done. Because when you know things and you're about yourself, and and you see people doing something wrong, in that sense, in the present moment, you need to say, hey man, that's not right. You can't, that's not right. I'm not going to allow that. And whatever it is, behavior, boundary lines, people are crossing them all the time. People are bailing out in their life, whatever goes on. And hopefully no one's killing themselves, because that's why I'm here. I don't want nobody killing themselves, no matter how mad you are psychologically. But the courage, when you don't have any courage in any way, no matter how many pills you take, how much encouragement you hear, if you don't muster that up underneath here, no matter how much pain that rips through you over issues, like this one did tonight, it's not going to zap my happiness. I'm happy. I'm content. I sleep well. I don't have worries. Yeah, I got my problems, and I deal with them, and I try to correct them, and I got things going on. I'm not perfect. But besides that, though, my courage is enough through any agony I'm feeling to get the happiness engine revved up. Because if you want to sit in a sad, depressed state your whole life, or be miserable because you're not drawing lines, or you're not taking action, and people are getting over you, and this is going on, and you're not very clear about what direction you're going in, so other people respect that. Even if they think you're the biggest asshole in the world, they got to respect the fact that you've taken something and you went with it, and you went your own way with it, and you were a good character person, and you bettered yourself every year. Who do you want to be tomorrow when you get up? A depressed person every day for the rest of your life? Because once it gets a hold of you, it doesn't want to let go of depression, especially clinical. It's going to take more than pills and inspiration. It's going to take your spirit inside, whatever's in you, whatever God you believe in, and you really got to muster up that courage, because that's the only way it's going to equal happiness, is fighting the battles and being on the forefront. When you open the door, I'm ready. Now, I wasn't saying I was ready when I was hurting, but if I heard someone talking like this to me, that would give me a little bit of courage to get up. Just like I got it from support from my family, and keep moving. You want happiness? You want ultimate happiness? Muster up some more courage under your heart and push it out. And get yourself in a state of life condition that either you're medicating and you're balancing off, you're medically seeing a doctor, which I recommend, and you make sure that you work through physical fitness and food and stop addictions. You're gonna have to take the word is action, right? If we don't take action, we stay stagnant, we stay deadlocked, we stay self-centered, we, you know, we don't expand our circle. And I gotta say, even after a painful divorce and everything I'm dealing with, and some news I found out tonight about something that was very disturbing to me, and it really mattered about courage to really hang in there. And it goes for a lot of things. This just brought it to the forefront, and I wasn't even gonna make this one tonight. And I said, you know what? Without speaking up and out and saying, this is who I am and this is where I'm going, and I have the courage to be who I am and be you and self-love, and it doesn't matter what other people think. And yeah, you want to stay humble, you don't want to hurt people, you don't want to be hard on people. Yes, we have all those things we try to mold. Some people can give two shits about what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about the people that it means something to, that you want the humbleness, you know, and don't be entitled. Nobody owes you nothing, man. Nobody owes you a thing. Nobody. Not even your parents, not even your higher power. Nobody owes you nothing. What you do owe yourself is to muster up some courage so you can equal happiness in the midst of the problems that we deal with every day, because they never stop. Yeah, we get side reeled with relative happiness. We're good for a while. We got the car, we got the house, we got the wife. You know, we got it all, right? Now I'm going over 11 minutes because, you know, my mother said you should stutter again like when you were little, you never shut up. But, you know, I'd rather be talking about something that means something, you know, instead of sitting around watching TV all day. I want to talk to that person that's suffering right now, and I can feel your pain. And you're in such a small place in your mind, in your dark. I always got to relate back to that person because I know you're listening. You got to do it for yourself. You can pray, you can have your faith, you can work out, you can do all these things, and you can have a balanced life. But if you don't make a decision to bring courage into your heart, I firmly believe you would never be as happy as you want to be. So try it. Try a little more courage tomorrow, even for yourself, to get up and take a shower. Feel better, love yourself, raise your life condition. You know, and I forgot to say my theme. I want anybody who could subscribe and like. I appreciate it. We can pass the word when you subscribe and like. I'd appreciate that. The drop-down box, little arrow on the right, brings you down. Got all the information about NAMI and getting help and 911 and all the things that you need to do to protect yourself. So with all that said, my theme, and I'll end it with my theme because it's perfect. But I did want to read one thing. Hold on. Sorry about that, I didn't have my book in front of me. But just a couple of daily wisdoms I want to read before we end the video. Getting down to 2 minutes left. Yesterday, how can we create the greatest value in the short span of our lifetime? Those of us who embrace the mystic law, it's Buddha's theme, but it's got good wisdom in it. Sorry. No, the answer, no, I'm not sorry. It's good stuff. So, you know, I just don't want to push religion on anybody. But in this, for me, our faith and practice of the Daishonin Buddhism enables us in this lifetime to solidify the world of Buddhahood in our lives and establish a state of internal happiness. That is the purpose of faith in the mystic law, the purpose of Buddhist practice. That's for me personally. This one, September 19th. Our existence in this world can be likened to a dream. The issue of the greatest importance and eternal relevance is how we face death. The inescapable destiny of all living beings, for in the face of death, external factors such as social status or position in the organization count for naught. Everything depends on one's faith, one's state of life. And let me add courage, because without courage, you're never going to get up, and you're never going to do what you need to do. So let's be happy, because we're born to be happy. And the video is ending, and I'm glad I'm ending on a good note. And the name of my program for Dan Pelley, inspirational speaker, your life matters. Your life matters. You are important. Your life matters, and never give up. See you on the next video. Keep your head up and be happy.